Welcome to Creatively Optimized, the podcast for service businesses ready to shine online. I'm Jenny Belanger, the founder of Jenny B Designs, a web design studio that builds strategic and beautiful websites that are designed to book you ideal clients and make you money. With over 10 years of growing my own design business, I'm here to share tips to creatively optimize your business. Get ready to learn web design strategies for high-converting websites, digital marketing tactics to reach ideal customers, and systems to simplify operations. If you're ready to blend creativity and strategy, you're in the right place. Join me on this journey to creatively optimize your unique business. Let's do this. Have you ever endured a stressful web design project with mismatched expectations, poor communication, and disappointing end results? What if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? Aligning with the right website designer can transform the website process into something energizing and super fun. But it requires finding the perfect partner first, someone who just gets you. Hey, I'm Jenny B. If we haven't already met, I own Jenny B Designs, a website design agency, and I'm so excited to have you here. We're in the month of February, and I'm talking about all things love. And today I'm talking about finding a website designer that you can love. And speaking of love and kindness, I thought I would take a minute to share a recent review that was shared about the podcast. This is from Jay Crowley, and she shares, "The Creatively Optimized podcast really opened my eyes to how powerful a strategically designed website can be. Done right, it can be a marketing assistant and lead generator, resulting in more income. I've already learned so much from the first episodes. I can't wait for more." Thank you, Jay Crowley. I really appreciate you listening, and I'm excited to have you here. So let's get right into it. Today, I want to share with you 6 tips on what to look for when you are evaluating designers. Those questions to ask, those key factors that can really indicate that ideal match to create your dream website. Tip number 1 is that you want to vibe with their design aesthetic. Start by thoroughly exploring your potential website designer's portfolio and current client websites. Intuitively connect with the styles, the aesthetics, the color schemes, and the functionality of their work. Envision your own website adopting a similar look and feel. A positive first impression of their visual talents is really important. You need to examine if the sites are easy to navigate with clear calls to action and have a thoughtful user design experience. If you look at my portfolio, you'll notice that I work with a wide variety of industries. I have worked with coaches, other creatives, consultants, bookkeepers, videographers. I'm just doing a boudoir photographer's website actually this month, and also a car dealership. So my websites run the gamut, and I can't really tell you one specific industry that I focus on the most. But what you can see with my designs is that all of my designs are heavy on personality. And what I think that means is that it's not just your enterprisey website, your standard everyday throw up a website, let's call it a day. I like to infuse the brand's personality, really play into their colors and their logo and, certain things that make their business special. And I like to think that all of my designs are pretty much in the modern and clear realm. I like a design that's really aesthetically pleasing, but also has a lot of space and breathing room and lets the design do the talking. Less is more. It's actually really hard to design a website that doesn't have all the things. It's hard to take things out and to leave more white space and to leave more room. And that's what I try to incorporate with all of my designs. So you can see that they are all different, but they all weave that in between all of them. And I think that when you're looking at a potential website designer's portfolio, you'll notice that they have things that they do over and over within their pieces of art. And so look at that. Do you vibe with that design aesthetic? Do you want that look and feel? And again, it doesn't have to be exact, but you're just going to feel it. And do you want to feel that when you have your website design? Tip number 2, do you align with the person's personality and values? I think this is important. Running a small business, I have values that are really near and dear to me, such as openness and kindness and being a compassionate person and also valuing others' time and energy. And I like to work with clients who align on these values. So, what I suggest that you do is you dive into your potential website designer's social media presence. Get a sense of their personality and their communication style. Do they share valuable web design tips, behind the scene glimpses into what they're doing? How do they interact with their community online? You really want that alignment, not just in services, but also that human to human rapport. You really need to mesh with their preferences and priorities. And look beyond those design posts to see what else they share about their interests and perspectives and values. I used to, when I was on the Instagram train so hard, I used to post about kindness all the time because it was and is really important to me. But look and see what else they post and get a sense of a vibe as they are a human being. Do you enjoy engaging with their content? And could you envision chatting comfortably together as partners? Because building a website is a two-way creative street, and you need to make sure your energies align. So take a look at that and see how you feel about their personality and their values. Tip number 3 is that do they ask you strategic questions? And this specifically pertains to your consultation call. When you have the discovery call, you're getting to know someone. Do they ask you questions about your business, about your goals, about your target audience? A strategic designer will take time to really deeply understand your needs first so that they can provide a tailored solution later. If it's like mostly surface level or just about money or the packages that they have and they don't ask about your broader vision, it may indicate a less customized approach. Listen to their language and their tone as they inquire about your company. Are they curious or is it just, another thing that they're asking just to be polite? And do they bring thought-provoking ideas and strategies to the table? Are they speaking with achievable goals or are they just using buzzwords to try and get you into a package? Take note if you feel energized and aligned by the conversation flow. A lot of times on my consultation calls, I have to have a timer going because I like to go deep and ask all the questions. I like to know like everything I can so that I can come up with the solution that best fits your business. So I really have to pay attention to make sure I don't go too deep, but get as much as I need to be able to show you how I can help you. But for me, I definitely have a process that is really customized for each person and their business and their goals. So take a note of that when you're having your next discovery call with your potential website designer. How did you feel about that conversation? Tip number 4 is that you want clear processes. You want to ask to see the full scope of work, the project timeline, and the plan up front. You need to understand what to expect at each milestone and touch point along the way. You want well-defined phases so that you have smooth sailing, especially if you have a complex website built. And you want to make sure that the process makes sense for you. Do they outline specific review and feedback cycles? How many rounds of revisions do you get? Are there safeguards for scope creep? What about misaligned expectations? You need transparency and clarity every step of the way. And if you have lingering questions before you sign the contract, you should address them. Don't go into anything without knowing fully the processes and the scope of everything that you have in front of you. For me, I always love this part, outlining the process. I like to make things clear and have touch points and make sure that my clients know what's going to happen every step of the way. And I encourage feedback with my current clients. If something isn't clear, please tell me so that I can make it even better for next time. Because to me, I love designing beautiful websites that make you money. But another one of my things that I really love is having a wonderful client experience. That really matters to me. And I want you to feel as though you went through the process and you loved it and you were so happy with the results and how you felt throughout the whole process. Number 5 is request client references. Speaking directly with past clients definitely gives you that transparent insight into their full experience. Were they really happy with the communication style, the end product, the process? Or were there issues? Testimonials often reveal helpful details far beyond just looking at the portfolio pieces that they have alone. And if you can reach out and you have specific questions, ask them. How was that project management experience? Were there any unwelcome surprises or any weird upcharges? How clear was their communication style? You definitely want to get that information before entering into this relationship because it can really make or break how the project goes if you get along with your website designer. And number 6, this is an important one. Ensure that ongoing support can be included. Your site, once it's built, will need regular updates, backups, optimizations, fixes, tune-ups, everything for the long haul. And you want to make sure that you choose a website designer who can provide that post-launch website care so that you can keep an eye on your website and it is always up to date. That aligned partner really wants to care about your success even after you finish that website design. You want that relationship to extend beyond just that build phase. You want to ask if there is ongoing care. If you have a WordPress website, there is care that's going to be involved for that. Do they host your website? Are they going to be hosting it for you ongoing? What about if you have a new service or you have new content that you want to add? Do they have that ability to do that for you? Will they monitor your site and make sure that it's healthy and that there are no attacks happening on there? You want to make sure that you have a partner going forward. For me, when I build a website, I always offer, after we have our website launch, ongoing care. So I have a care plan for all of my clients where I will keep an eye on their website, make sure that it is safe from anything that is out there and that backups are being taken place. I also am there for my clients to update any content as they need, as well as doing quarterly audits to look at your website and see what we can improve on and check conversion rates and if there are any tweaks that we can have as we move forward. I want my clients to feel like they have a partner for life on their online presence. And I think that's really important to find up front as you decide on your website designer. And when you're comparing options, try to look beyond the bottom line cost to the full value that's being provided. A thoughtful investment made with the right long-term designer sets up your website and your business for sustainable success for years to come. So let's do a quick recap of my top tips for finding your web design soulmate in this month of February. The first one is you want to vibe on their design aesthetic. You want to align with their personality. You want to make sure that there are strategic questions that are being asked of you during the discovery call. Make sure that there are clear processes in place. Request client references. And then ask if there's ongoing support. And when you find that special designer who meets all of these standards, it really evolves from just like that transactional relationship to a true partnership built on vision and trust and care for your business's success. And of course, if you find yourself in need of a web design partner, I would be so happy to be that for you. I adore working with small businesses who really want to bring out their personality online. I love designing for those boring brands like, accountants and bookkeepers and lawyers and things like that who don't want to be boring. They want to have a little bit of fun online and showcase their personality. And of course, at the end of the day, make money with their website, as well as creatives and other small businesses. So if you're looking for a design partner, you can find more information below about how we could work together on that. And there you go. I want to just give a quick thank you to you for joining me today. Your support means so much. And if you've enjoyed this episode, I'd ask if you could take a minute to leave me a review and rating. It would really help the show reach more online business owners like you. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for listening to this podcast all the way to the end. I really appreciate you being here. Please make sure to subscribe to the podcast, rate, review, and share it with someone else you know it can help. If you like this episode, then I want to invite you to visit jennybedesigns.com, where you'll find videos and resources to help make your current website work even harder for you. And if you're feeling like your current website doesn't truly reflect you or your brand today, it's not attracting your ideal clients or making sales, or maybe you just feel embarrassed by it and it's holding your business back, then reach out. I'd love to help you design a website that truly reflects you, works for you 24/7, bringing in those ideal clients and making you money. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time for another new episode.